Welcome back, once again adventurers, to Let's Play ChäoS Head. In the last episode, Takumi Nishijo managed to shake himself back to reality after having a rather disturbing delusion about his younger sister Nanami. It turns out that in addition to being an errand runner for their parents to check up on Takumi's well-being, Nanami was there to try and help him get a phone and tried to throw in a weird sort of frog mascot known as Gero Froggy to boot, neither of which Takumi was particularly interested in. And after a few words back and forth, Nakami finally left, albeit in a very stormy mood, much like the one that Takumi had when she first arrived, considering the fact that she pretty much interrupted his glorifying days in Belazad. And now to pour on the rain clouds even more so, today is another school day for Takumi.
なんで今日なんだよ、最低最悪だ。
First Nanami, now this. But I couldn't take the day off. Take even a single day off, and abnormalities would emerge in the system imposed by my minimum attendance shift chart. Then I wouldn't be able to graduate. And yeah, Takumi is really adamant about that.
卒業って何を卒業するって言うんだよ。
It was something I'd decided on myself, but I couldn't help griping about it. While passing through Shuto's high-class residential district, I came to an abrupt realization. For a while I'd been sensing someone's gaze. Unusually though, it wasn't God's gaze. My neck muscles weren't growing twitchy. That means somebody is actually watching us in person. Nope. As I rounded the corner, I used my eyes alone to look behind me without turning my head. For a second, I glimpsed a girl wearing the Suimei uniform. We got a glimpse of her as she just peeked behind that corner there. Could it be the demon from the day before yesterday? It could very well be, which would make this an even worse day of all days. I immediately lost my calm. My heart began beating wildly. A supreme tension controlled my movements, making me walk jerkily. The serene morning scenery metamorphosed, leaving me with the sense that everything around me was rejecting me. Birds chirped atop telephone wires, and I could faintly hear the relaxed background music of morning news programs playing in the houses I was passing. In the midst of this vista that seemed like it couldn't possibly have less to do with a murder case, I was on the verge of picturing myself dying hideously. Hopefully Takumi doesn't devolve into a panic attack. No. Get a grip. I clearly hadn't identified her face. Also, if she was a Suimei student, it would be natural for her to keep following after me. Our destination was the same after all, and Takumi is actually using some logical common sense there. Okay then. At a spot from which I could get to school simply by continuing straight ahead, I turned to the right instead. I was anxious about what might be behind me, but I fervently suppressed the urge to turn round, and attempted to act natural as I carried out my plan. Heart pounding, I went on walking. After having continued for about another minute, I whipped around with all my might. That was not pink hair. Our eyes were about to meet, so I hastily faced forward again. Well, we can rule out the fact that she was the girl that we saw in the alleyway. But then why is she following me? This road was obviously the long way to school. In the end, was she really tailing me? In any case, I didn't recognize her face. The fact that she was wearing glasses made it instantly clear from that she wasn't the demon from the day before yesterday. That alone was enough to make me feel relieved. At this rate, I might as well hurry up and head for school. I had to cancel my daily routine of eating breakfast in the park, but it couldn't be helped.
くそ、女子 A め。
And Takumi displaying a very Rentaro Okabe Chunibi mannerism, at which he referred to a random police officer as Officer A. To me, your existence is no more than the equivalent of Passerby 1 or Girl A, so don't stick your nose in my business. Girl A, who had appeared to be tailing me, vanished at the school's entrance. It would seem that our final destinations differed. She had gone in the direction of the seniors' classroom. So it seems like she's a year older than Takumi. Was the whole being tailed thing just a result of me overthinking things? But there was something undeniably off about the fact that she followed me when I made a detour. Now that is suspicious. Was she trying to torment me? Had I done something to earn her spite? No, I hadn't. There was no way I had, since at school my existence is like air. Then what could possibly be her goal? Who knows? It seems like the school day has passed without a hitch. I somehow managed to while away my time at school, though it caused me nothing but agony, and on my way back, I made my usual stop at Cafe. Of course, my seat in the booth was room 37, as always. The private rooms around me were normally empty. Surprisingly enough, today there was already someone in the nearby room 36. The door setting the room apart was closed. The illumination of the desk light leaked out from within. As I entered my room, I clicked my tongue a little. Well, whoever's next to us might be in the room or not. It'd be hard to chat and stuff with someone in a neighboring room, since I have a habit of inadvertently talking to myself. Well, no matter. For the time being, I'd start by logging into Ensu. There wouldn't be any problems if I took care not to talk out loud. Good advice.
んだよこいつら。
And you've already failed on that front. Irritated, I smacked the keyboard with my palm. About 2 hours had passed since I started playing. My stress just kept building up today. The pair I'd formed a party with were noobs no matter how you looked at it. I was being nice enough to help them shine, but they kept diving in on their own and dying on their own. And while they kept repeating that, the other magic user didn't make a single effort to provide magical support. This is even more hilarious considering the fact that Takumi is utilizing his Lizalette avatar, a character who is literally there to be so ungodly terrible as to help others be good. And if you're failing on that front, you have very serious problems, and you should probably never play MMORPGs ever again. Thanks to that, the whole party have been massacred countless times. Well, it's probably not as bad as the Leroy Jenkins debacle with the Dragon Whelps on World of Warcraft. At least he had chicken. Which is why they did nothing but complain in our chats. Damn it, you people who suck at this. It pissed me off so much that I PK'd them, stole their items, and immediately escaped to a different area. And so, it was the best day ever. And to anyone who gets that particular reference, you get a cookie and a gold star from me. Lizalette could easily do the kind of things that Neidhart couldn't. That was why I came all the way out here to log in at our cafe. Hehehe. Well, as long as we don't partner up with anyone by the name of George, we should be fine. Feeling a little better than before, I decided to take a break by going to get a drink. Our cafe had free refills, so there were a lot of juice machines placed around the main counter. Aha, so he doesn't just binge on Coca-Cola. The one downside of room 37 was its distance from the main counter. As I came out of my room, I saw that the door to the neighboring room 36 was open. To get to the front, I had no choice but to pass in front of it. As I passed it, I nonchalantly peeked inside, but no one was there. Come to think of it, I had heard the sound of someone standing up a short while ago. But a bag had been left at the foot of the reclining chair. It was a student's bag, with a stuffed animal strap hanging down from it. It was the same Gero Froggy Nanami had brought with her yesterday. Moreover, there were 3 of them. I guess they really were becoming a trend after all. Not that I cared one way or the other. If I spent too long looking, the other customer might come back and suspect me of being a pervert or a thief. Having thought that, I was about to go get my drink. But the letters displayed on the monitor of the powered PC entered the edge of my field of sight. My eyes opened wide. It said New Gen Wiki. That wasn't all. It also used Gaudi sensationalist fonts, or sensationalistic fonts. So a wiki has already been started about New Gen. Fantastic. I was deliberately trying not to pay attention to news about those incidents. I didn't want to know the details. That way I could keep telling myself it had no connection to me, even if we appeared at the 3rd one. No, but setting all that aside, maybe there was some kind of meaning in the fact that the customer in the room next door to me at the net cafe was looking at a New Gen Wiki site. For an instant, that demon girl's face appeared in my brain, and goosebumps covered my whole body. I forcibly chased away any such negative thoughts by shaking my head. I was overthinking it. That's right, this was paranoia, plain and simple. There wasn't a single day when the New Gen incidents didn't show up on some TV program, and anyone would be interested in them. And whoever this room belongs to currently is going to be interested in us if we loiter around here for too much longer. That was all there was to it. Yeah, that had to be it. Alright, time to get back to refilling my drink. Putting my cup under the drink machine, I pressed the button for Coke without a moment's hesitation. Cold Coke started pouring in, and well, that punctures my little celebration of Takumi drinking juice there. Looks like he does really consume Coke day in and day out. The sun was setting, and after a little while, it would begin to get crowded. In the front room, I saw several customers waiting by the register for someone to guide them to their rooms. From here on out, the number of people would keep increasing as night approached. It just reminds me a very long time ago I went to an internet cafe. It's no longer there, but it was I had some fun times, from playing one of the numerous Medal of Honor PC games to a very interesting session of Quake 4. It was very fun times. But I digress. After another hour, all the private booths around room 37 would be filled up. At that point, I'd probably head home. Good to know. Cup in hand, I was heading back to my seat. Along the way, I happened to glance into the corridor that led to the bathrooms. there is a very familiar face. I saw the form of a bespectacled girl in a Suimei uniform vanishing into the corridor's depths. More to the point, it was the same girl A who had come chasing after me this morning, and she's still following us.
Eh?
It probably stands to reason that the bag in room 36 is hers. Thinking my eyes might have been mistaken, I hid in the shadow of some bookshelves and kept looking in the direction of the corridor. But from then onward, she didn't show herself whatsoever. And she's also looking at the New Gen Wiki as well for boot. My eyes had been mistaken, hadn't they? No, they weren't mistaken, and neither were mine. Right, I'd only caught a glimpse of her, and a ridiculous number of Suimei girls used this cafe. Even glasses-wearing girls were here in abundance. Girls wearing glasses who were tall and have very long, sort of lightish colored hair? I don't think so. But if it were indeed Girl A, what could be the meaning behind her being here? A mere coincidence? Or had she come after me? Somehow I was starting to get kind of scared. Think it's a good time for our paranoia to kick in. I left the cafe and hurried towards my base. In the end, I'd left the store shortly after getting freaked out, so no anime swag for us. Not this night. Though I wanted to return home as soon as possible, the sidewalks were surging with people, and I couldn't progress as quickly as I'd liked. And of course, if we rush in without thinking, we might end up back in the alleyway again, and that's not good for our health. I was starting to feel worse and worse. I hate crowds. They give me the sense that everyone's looking at me and snickering. When the light turned red, my only option was to stop. I swiftly scanned the area. Girl A was nowhere to be seen. So far so good. When I climbed up Dogan Hill, walking became considerably easier. Normally I would do my best to go back by choosing the kind of back roads where other people are scarce, but not in this instance. Yeah. After what had happened on that night, the day before yesterday, I stuck to the main roads, just in case. We won't be caught off guard again, at least not that way. Another red light forced me to pull up short, and I looked behind my back again, but I didn't spot Girl A. The person I'd seen at Out Cafe might have been someone different after all. That's a very forlorn hope there, Takumi. Mildly relieved, I relaxed my shoulders a little, I can't speak, since they'd been frozen in place this whole time, and faced forward. And then there she is, the mysterious, enigmatic Girl A. And she kind of reminds me of somebody else. Of course, she can't be that person, but she vaguely reminds me of a certain other sort of lanky and aloof girl by the name of Moeka Kiryu, aka Shining Finger. But Moeka Kiryu would be 20 years old in 2009, since she was 21 in 2010. I'm pretty sure my memory's not failing me on that front, which would make her too old to be a academy student at Suimei. But there is an unsettling resemblance there, and given what I know about Moeka Kiryu, the fact that there is a very similar-esque girl in ChäoS Head does not bode well. But I'm going to call this an episode here, adventurers. And when we return, we shall have to wait and see just exactly what unfolds from this moment forward. As always, dear adventurers, I'm the Dungeon Master. As ever, until next we meet.